Brachus Rex. The fella builds his throne on the backs of thousands, and the Order lets his statue stand.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots...
I'm not supposed to talk to dwarves.
The child considers your statement.
You're weird. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child screws up his face and looks at you hard. He lifts his mirror up to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. It's better here than inside. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they've made it to shore. Bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. Now, I wonder in which order.
Look here, Quercus. Another giant. My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them. What's that? Yes, I did see how it made short work of the great acorn servants. Quite right, very impressive. But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the great acorn is returning in all its wrath. What? Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, I see. We need only follow in its big, wide shadow. Egad! It speaks our... What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know... Oh, No. Now.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red colour. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further... If you really must know, I haven't quite decided yet. I've a frightful amount of things on my mind, hence my standing here contemplating the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? You're everything. We see much the same, then, in our own ways.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Of course, it's rather specific. Quite obviously, I'm musing over the very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off!
Black cat. Well, I like cats, but wouldn't eat a whole one.
It seems we're not
The
the
cat's
only
eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me. Me? I know who I am. At least I think I do. Sometimes it feels like... No, I know who I am. Who are you? Pedigree or Moggy, it doesn't matter. Not here. Not anymore.
The cat shakes its head, as if trying to wake up from a deep sleep.
Huh? Yeah.
The cat opens.
What's this? I found something. Where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards.
Damnation. That's stuck fast. Ah! No! Oh. It's you. I must admit, it seems I chased it.
He turns back to the...
Why, a face that I wouldn't... I could then...
The skeleton grabs...
Because my... Oh! You are... So, if I... Oh, don't be I cannot... Indeed. At least from this realm. A cult. I could... we study... But I will find... Well, that... Several I was sealed. Perhaps I should thank him. Ah, everyone... Perhaps. Regardless. They are not... I suppose. Circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this you seek a more subtle approach. How surprisingly civilized. Very well. What do you require? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
is she? You go with us. Who are you? Are you from the shelter? She says nothing of another. Fire, alas! She is so late!
The elf looks at you sideways, as though sizing you up. Her features tighten into an angry frown before...
I fear this happens. How else does she take us without bribing every guard in this place? I save a reserve just in case. Here, tell her we wait. Tell her she is our last hope to leave this place. She says there is a shelter in the marshes outside the fort. She says she brings us there first.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it is as if it threatens? I fear I...
These turtles. They're transforming.
Swallowed too much seawater by the looks of it.
Foolish to attempt an escape by sea in these waters.
What's this? I found something.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
group of magisters circle an elf, weapons drawn. The hound barks to draw their attention.
Sir, we've got company.
Ah, planning an ambush with this scion, were you? The witch don't fool me. She's wrecked this ship by herself.
I tell you, I am no...
Store the elven hedge man. Lucian said it was a...
You.
Oh, sir. Her armor!
The scion twitches in sudden...
No more chances.
A snarl of vines snakes upward from the corpse. After the vines before you even registered the cool, they pulse, tightening mercilessly.
Spotted something.
I am not opposed to manual labor if circumstances require.
Now speak.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad some of the others made it out alive too. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. say hi for me. Now where shall I put this one?
That's your fifth focus for this round.
I know nothing of any...
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
I got my eye on you, Half-Stack. Don't try any of that sauce business on my watch, or I'll do to you what the hell I did to that traitor. No, never heard of it. Hang on.
He suddenly goes quite red in the face, and his eyes flash with anger.
You dare insult the Magister? Scum. I'd have you shackled, but what's the point? Soon enough you'll get that evil sucked right out of you, and then we'll all be the better for it.
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. That Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this? Ha! More the fool you. Day is night, and night is day in Fort Joy, O noble one. The Magisters are the royalty around here. You'll learn your true place yet. Now why don't you move along and settle in? A magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. Easy enough to say in times of peace, but look around. We're standing on the edge of the end. The void woken are coming, sir. And it's only the divine order that can protect us.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
I find only bread. I want no trouble. You! Help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free. Why'd you gotta make this so hard?
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you. You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the magisters enforcing round here. A fool. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks like you don't want to fit in.
Not now.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down and casually wipes some blood from his cheek. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you.
He stretches out one rough hand. He grips your hand tight as a vice.
Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I've just got a small errand to run.
He shrugs.
Mercenaries. It's that everyone needs...
The little black cat trailing you hisses.
That's the truth. Why not help each other? The usual 2 heads are better than 1. And when push comes to shove, 4 fists. No harm having a friend in this place. 1 hand washes the other and all that. Trust me, there'll be plenty of filth to wash up. Like I said, suit yourself.
As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your...
If it would be acceptable, I have an inquiry for this human. It is of a personal nature. And if it would not be acceptable, well, That would render this entire conversation rather awkward.
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but Fane's words are quiet. But you hear the blacksmith repeat,
"What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon, and you can get too, freak!"
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He is lost in thought, though. She must have said something he found interesting. Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after? Oh, I? Looking to buy? This belongs to Dallas. Oh, the Hammer, as you might have heard her monikered. I'm just having a tinker with it to try to figure it out. You sure you're not looking to buy anything? Yeah, found it in the scrap. Never knew her to be much of...
She nods.
You looking to buy something? Or did it for you? That's for me to know, and you to... Dallas, you maniac. Oh, Dallas, you maniac. Collar, on, sauce, gone, go!
The Magister stares.
The Divine is dead. The Bishop, yes. Our Lord Bishop is human.
Her voice trails.
I do wish Alexander would. They say it's quite the pit. I wish it didn't. But who didn't? I put my faith.
Devils! None of your business.
Enjoy your stay, Halfney.
Go on, keep moving. Bad luck to that one of them crusher
innocence. Farewell, my furry friend.
Go on.
Move along.
Leave me. Go.
The woman watches you leave through roomy up.
Say, do all lizards smell like orange?
Spotted something.
Even the most noble among us must occasionally dirty their claws.
Good find.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh. The tip of his tail starts to wag.
It's no use anyway. You're nice. Emmy would have loved you. Must be nice. Emmy was the only one who ever cared about me. She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her. Emmy was always the smart one. I guess that's why they took her and not me. Oh! Nope. Haven't smelled her either. Hey, let me show you something. Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy, not too far from here. But she was taken by a guy and lots and lots of dogs. And also, I think I love you.
Ooh.
Spirit to fight the Reaper.
Oh, out my face. Oh, those bleeding fools think... Sure, first, oh...
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent in every movement, and madness screams from its wide, bloodshot eyes.
You. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time. Maybe I unscrew your lid and poke about inside and set your memory straight. Would that please you? Can you not remember now? Ugh! Where does the yarrow grow? Where? Lordy has made!
The dead man, creature, thing, lies in a heap on the beach.
Whatever it was too...
It had to die.
I found something. Spotted something. Do you hear that?
It's you there, hairy infant. You're trespassing in the princess's royal court. You've never heard of Her Royal Highness, Princess Zenthia of the Firelands? To be forgotten? Truly the cruelest part of that dog Rackus Rex's punishment. Every creature in the world should know and love the princess. You would be wise to leave here. My princess is already in a foul mood. For heaven, she's fed up of being until she is free of the tyranny of Brackus. Her mood, truly? Then perhaps the tyrant has fallen. No trespassers in the court of Her Royal Highness, the princess.
What? No. No! I won't go! You can't silence me!
You'll see. They'll get their hands on you and then... Any minute now they'll come. Any minute. I'm sure they're almost here. I'm right. You'll see.
You there. Whatever you are. Did Brackus send you? Is he ready to... Servants these days. Stupid as turkeys, aren't they? When I get out of this place, I'll let Brackus is gone. You're telling me that my Brackus, my betrothed, is no more? He's gone? You're absolutely, positively sure? That means I'm free. I can take suitors, find myself a real prince. Not like that scoundrel Brackus. I've lost too much time on that wastrel Brackus as it is. Take this proclamation and see that all hear of it. Princess Zenthia of the Firelands is free once more. Go now. I expect the most eligible kings and suitors to be he had he
finally kicked the bucket this in.
A wee reprieve from the den outside.